So since there's a lot of good mice releasing every year, choosing the right one that suits you the best has become more difficult than before. You don't want to be spending hundreds of dollars buying a dozen mice just to find what shape is good for you. Luckily, there are ways to reduce the amount of times you need to try to hit the jackpot. I'm gonna talk about 3 methods which can be useful when you don't know which mice to pick. If there's a local store where you can try the mouse, definitely go there and personally experience them instead. But we're going to assume there isn't a place like that near you. Before we dive in, you need to know what grip you're going to use with the new mouse. Because of the different contact points of each grip, mices generally only accommodate 1 or 2 grip styles. There are some mice you can use all 3 grips with, like the Superlight, but you don't see a lot of them. First method is most commonly done since a long time ago, and that's to search for top mice for your grip style and then researching every mouse listed. You could be searching for top 5 fingertip mice or top 5 claw grip mice, and then once you've found your list, you go to YouTube and look at the reviews for each of them. Even better now, there's a subreddit called Mouse Reviews where a lot of mice are covered, which you can use to gauge whether a mouse could be good for your grip or not. This method can allow you to cover a wide range of mice in a short time, but is the least reliable because you are basing your choice solely off of other people's opinion, which isn't bad per se, but different people have different factors that contribute to whether they enjoy a mouse more or less. For example, if my hand size was 22 by 12 centimeters, I wouldn't find the Beast X Mini as enjoyable as the original Beast X even if I fingertip it. However, a person with size 17 centimeters would likely prefer the mini version more. A person with relaxed clawing and aggressive clawing can also have different opinions on the same mice, so in order to maximize the effectiveness of this method, you will have to increase sample size. So let's say you're looking at the Atlantis Mini. Ideally, you should be watching 3 to 5 videos on it at least. This in theory gives you more consistent data to work with. The second method is a more reliable way, but has a big limitation. It revolves around your personal experience in order to choose the mice. This works the best if you are looking for the same shape as the one you're currently using or have used before. Even though there are so many mice out there, realistically they're not all that unique, as a lot of them are just clones of past shapes that have become popular. The XM1 shape has the Atlantis and Sora clones, the Ultralight has the Vansa Gretza and the Beast X. If you have already found what shape you like, then it's much easier for you to upgrade as you can just search for clones of your current mouse. Now, the limitations that I mentioned can be split into 2 conditions if this method is to succeed. Number 1, the shape you want to use has to be of a mouse you own. This method goes out the window when you don't know what suits you the best. This makes it a lot harder to choose because if you aren't confident in any of the mouse you've tried before, chances are there might be a shape out there that you love. The other condition is that there has to be a clone of your preferred mouse. Let's say I love the Roccat cone shape. Unless I'm willing to buy a mice from 2 or 3 years ago that have outdated specs, there really isn't an option out there. What about the G302? Sure, I could buy the 303 Shroud Edition, but that's with an outdated sensor and a weight of 87 grams, which is on the heavier side. The Hero 25K sensor isn't actually that bad, but if I'm buying a new mouse right now, I will want to get as best specs as I possibly could. The final method is what I would recommend doing, as you can directly compare shapes of mouses that you don't have. This is more of an addition to the first method. To start off, you should once again go online. I personally would just go straight to YouTube and search for the top 5 whatever shape you want mice. Once you've seen a couple of lists, mark down or make sure you remember which mice has piqued your interest. Then you head over to the main ingredient, Elo Shapes. It's a website that you can freely type in what mouse you're interested and an outline of the mouse will be shown on the screen. You can continue to add mices in and the outline will just layer on top of each other, allowing you to see what the differences between the shapes are. They also have specific details about the mouse like its measurement and weight. With this tool, any mice you see on reviews can be placed in here to do a side-by-side comparison. You saw Claw Grip Top 5 and the X2H and XM2WE were on it, chuck them onto the website. Maybe you like the mouse filling out the back of your palm a lot, so in this case the X2H would fit better than the XM2WE with its taller back hump as seen in the outlines. Maybe you're interested in an ergo but you don't want it to feel too bulky, then you could consider the MP01S with its flatter profile over something like the Lamzu Thorn. With this tool, you can more precisely pinpoint what features a mouse has that aligns with what you personally want, even if you don't own any mouse that's similar to it. In conclusion, you should do a lot of research before buying a gaming mouse, but sometimes regardless of how good of a feeling you might have, the mouse could turn out to be completely different than what you thought, and it's not that uncommon where I look at a mouse and think I'll enjoy it, only to get it in my hands and not like it as much. But with these methods, even if you can never be 100% sure, you can gather enough data to make a more informed decision.